There was a man so poor he didn't even have shoes. Walking through a market filled with food, he was very hungry and thirsty, and the ground was scorching hot. He found a cool alley to rest in. Sitting on a part of the wall, he saw a cobra snake come out of a crack. "Please don't hurt me," he begged the cobra. "I'll do anything you ask." The cobra replied, "I wasn't going to harm you, but if you're offering help, hide me under your clothes and take me where I say." The man did as asked. Desperate for food and water, he soon found an oasis. There, after letting the snake go, he ate and drank his fill of fresh fruit. The cobra then offered him a piece of wisdom for being kind. "Treat others how you want to be treated," it advised. Grateful, the man promised to live by this advice. A year later, the story continues, but you'll have to stay tuned for more. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss what happens next. A year on, a man draped in riches but burdened by them reached the oasis under the scorching sun. "Wise Cobra, hear me." The cobra, curious, asked, "How was my advice?" "At first, everyone laughed at me for my kindness. 'You'll stay poor,' they laughed. "But I followed your words. Even when a beggar I helped with food and brought to my house robbed me, and they laughed at me even more. Months later, the guards captured me and brought me to the palace, where I saw the king was that beggar. In the palace, standing before the king, I remembered your words, Cobra, about kindness and said nothing about the past theft." The king asked, "Why didn't you expose the thief or recognize the beggar in me?" The man replied, "I believe in treating others kindly no matter what." Impressed, the king told how he had to hide from his enemies or he would have been killed. And if I had not helped him then, he would have starved to death. Then he appointed me the town's tax collector, rewarding with a palace for my honesty. Wealth came, I became a very rich man, but what? The cobra asked and said, "Go on, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the continuation of the story." A year after becoming rich, the man went back at the oasis. "I'm rich, but what?" The cobra asked and said, "Go on." And the man continued, "I can't sleep without guards now. I'm surrounded by envy, and there are plots against me. I've been targeted for assassination 3 times. I'm exhausted. Nothing brings me joy anymore. I came here to ask you to help me escape all this. Please let me die peacefully here," I pleaded. The cobra remained silent for a moment, then replied, "I won't end your life, but I will give you one piece of advice in honor of your earlier kindness. Treat others as they treat you." "That's exactly right, of course," shrieked the man and rushed away, even forgetting to thank the wise cobra. A year later, have you already subscribed to our channel? Please subscribe not to miss next part of this story. Right in front of this oasis, the Padishah's horse collapsed from exhaustion. Barely alive from fear, fatigue, and thirst, the Padishah shouted, "Wise Cobra, come and listen!" The cobra emerged from its hiding place, hood spread, and hissed, "Did you follow all my advice?" "Yes, I did," replied the man, and began to share everything that had happened. He explained how Padishah had fallen seriously ill, and none of the court doctors could help him, so he named me his successor, bypassing all his heirs because he believed I'd rule better than anyone else. "And then I remembered your advice, Cobra. I dealt with those who insulted me and those who tried to kill me exactly as they treated me. I executed them. I threw them to the lions. Rich or poor, it didn't matter. And now they've risen up to kill me. But I did exactly as you advised. What went wrong?" "Fool," replied the cobra, "no wise advice can help one who does not think for himself. However, to honor your past help, I'll help you one last time." The cobra blew in the Padishah's face, and suddenly, subscribe to our channel so you don't miss the end of this story. The cobra blew in the Padishah's face, and suddenly he was back in the middle of an oriental marketplace, without shoes and dressed in old, worn-out clothes. The hot sand burned his feet as he walked. Looking for relief, he wandered into an alley to rest in the shade, and there, just like before, a cobra appeared from a crack in the wall. Everything unfolded just like the first time. After releasing the cobra at the oasis and quenching his thirst, the man sat down on a rock. The cobra approached him again. "Do you want some advice?" she asked. "Advice that could make you rich, but keep you good." The man looked at her and smiled. "No, I'm already a good person. I'd rather live freely and independently." And the man walked under the hot sun with just a few coppers in the pocket and couldn't help but smile. What does it matter if people laugh? What's inside you, in your soul, that's what really counts. Moral of the story, don't listen to weird cobras. Listen to your heart and use your own brain. If you want to know more about your abilities and the resources you have from birth, email me wisdomtools78@gmail.com, your date of birth and your question, and you'll get an answer for free.